Cruz cried in front of a Palm Beach County judge Tuesday morning. Cruz is accused of illegally owning and running dental specialists with an office in Boynton Beach and 3 other locations in Broward and Miami-Dade counties. Detectives say when Cruz was denied a business license for not being a dentist, she and her husband, Yismael Cruz, illegally used the name of a legitimate dentist.
It's an evil world we live in.
I feel like I haven't done any type of fraud or scheme video in a while. Check out this clip regarding a woman out of Florida who was recently arrested in her connection to an $11 million dental fraud scheme that her and her husband participated in for over a decade.
How? Hold on, bro. How? I'm saying, how? Like, talk to me, bro.
So let's get into it, and thank y'all for watching.
A South Florida woman accused of masterminding a multi-million-dollar dental fraud scheme is behind bars tonight. State investigators say Evelyn Cruz operated dental offices illegally, defrauding patients and insurance companies out of millions.
Investigative reporter Terry Parker has the arrest affidavit. And Terry, patients were charged in some cases for procedures that never even happened.
Right. Authorities say Evelyn Cruz turned dental care into a lucrative fraud, exploiting patients and insurance companies for more than $11 million. One of their offices was in Boynton Beach, where unsuspecting patients were billed for work never performed. A new dental office is now in that location, but has nothing to do with the Cruzes or the allegations. Here's how the scheme unfolded. Investigators say Evelyn Cruz ran this former Boynton Beach office and others like it under false pretenses. Cruz, who is not a licensed dentist, for years used the credentials of dentists, some unknowingly, to open practices across South Florida. Until 2017, when, according to the arrest affidavit, Cruz listed Dr. Ivan Pelton as the owner of her practices. But Pelton admitted he does not own any of the dental specialist corporations and said Evelyn Cruz is the owner. Pelton was aware Cruz was using his dental license and was paid more than $61,000 from the dental account. According to the investigation, Cruz hired dentists who treated patients but had no control over the practice. She managed staff, finances, and operations, even submitting false claims to insurance companies. Her husband, Yismael Cruz, handled cash flow and building maintenance. Cruz's fraud unraveled after complaints from patients and insurance companies led to a 3-year investigation. Authorities say Cruz used the Boynton Beach office to overcharge patients and bill insurers for treatments that never happened. Investigators seized $387,000 in cash hidden in trash bags at Cruz's home, a $400,000 cashier's check tied to the dental businesses. Bank records show Cruz transferred business funds into personal accounts, including for a $1.8 million waterfront home. Cruz's husband, Yismael, was also implicated in the scheme. Detectives say he deposited cash and helped maintain the fraudulent operations. At least 80 patients were defrauded, including 17 seniors over the age of 65. Examples of fraudulent charges: $18,000 in overcharges, $11,000 billed for procedures never performed, double billing for identical services. The Cruz's Boynton Beach office is now closed, operated by someone else, but investigators say 2 other locations are still operating. Dr. Pelton is still associated, it seems, according to records, with several dental offices in Palm Beach County and the Treasure Coast. I called him and the Cruzes at their home in Georgia, but got voicemail and left a message. Authorities are urging anyone who believes they were defrauded to come forward.
Oh my God.
This is some shady mess right here. So this woman here, Evelyn Cruz, along with her husband, Ishmael, are in police custody for this entire dental fraud scheme that Evelyn here, she orchestrated this entire operation, opened up several offices in South Florida, and this included the area of Palm Beach, Broward, and Miami-Dade counties. She is not even a licensed dentist. She was able to get one gentleman who is an actual licensed dentist and pay him $61,000 to use his credentials to basically have plastered up on the wall. This is crazy. She used this man's credentials to have it presented in his office as if he is an actual practicing dentist in that office, so that way they could bill insurance companies. So they were getting paid off of the procedures that many individuals did not receive, including, they said, 17 senior citizens. So unfortunately, seniors are frequently targeted for schemes, whether it's, phone money scams and now to these dental insurance fraud scams. So they were double charging people for procedures in this entire scheme. To check out this other clip where there was actually an update to this story.
Now an update on a story that we brought you earlier this week. More charges may be coming against a South Florida woman, her husband, and an elderly dentist.
They were all involved in what investigators say was a massive $11 million dental insurance fraud going back more than a decade. Investigative reporter Terry Parker spoke to one of the victims tonight, and Terry, he says so many things went wrong.
So many. He got charged for procedures never performed. He was told he needed procedures he didn't need, and the procedures he got were painful and substandard. It looked like a regular dentist's office in Boynton Beach, but former patient Jason Suzinski says he suffered a horrifying experience here.
There's countless times where I was sweating in that chair, and when they had to pull the tooth out back, the main dentist was older, so like his knee was up on my arm brace
Wait a
with
minute.
something like a pliers leaning all the way back trying to get this tooth cracked out of my mouth.
Jason is still missing that molar because he says dental specialists never fixed it. He says he went in for a cracked tooth but was told he needed 14 procedures.
Yes, they quoted me around like $6,500 at first, which I was very hesitant,
And Jason didn't know dental specialists, one of 3 locations illegally owned by non-dentist Evelyn Cruz, was also allegedly sending inflated, bogus bills to insurance companies for work never done and pocketing the difference.
Whoa.
Cruz and her husband, Ismael Cruz, both facing numerous charges of fraud and grand theft concerning dozens of patients. According to the arrest affidavit, officials seized more than $386,000 wrapped in trash bags from the couple's South Florida home, along with a $400,000 cashier's check. Running a dental office without a license is actually the least of the offenses. Detectives say Cruz got around that by using 87-year-old Dr. Ivan Pelton's license with his knowledge. Detectives say Pelton got paid over $61,000. He, too, facing serious charges. Jason is still traumatized and missing a tooth.
So I necessarily didn't have the money. All the work didn't necessarily need to be done. And then the work that was supposed to be done wasn't done.
So did y'all catch that part? So the first story that I showed y'all, it only gave, what they actually did in terms of the whole operation, but this is an actual testimony where this man is saying he actually went to that same practice that was shown in the first clip, and he was treated by this elderly dentist. So I wonder if this was this Ivan Pelton, who was the actual dentist. Maybe it was someone else, but he said that they had him in an awkward position. This elderly person or older person had their leg propped up against his body while they're taking some type of drill, and they pulled out one of his permanent teeth that didn't appear to be one of the teeth that he needed work on.
Help me understand.
Y'all hear that? This is crazy. And then they were overcharging this man thousands and thousands of dollars. So overcharging him, giving him these bogus treatment plans, quoting him for one price, and then giving him a different price, trying to get over on this man.
So yeah, I'd say nothing short of like horrifying experience having to go through that.
Sources say more charges involving tax fraud are likely coming. That, in effect, the cash found in the Cruz's home signal they were basically embezzling from their own business. Dr. Pelton was bonded out of jail, and the Cruzes remain behind bars. Terry Parker, WPBF 25 News.
Y'all, this is crazy. I don't know. Did y'all hear anything about this? It's been a while since I've done any type of story. And this is the dentist here, Dr. Ivan Pelton, who was paid $61,000 for the Cruzes to use his likeness and credentials in order to operate and open up all of these other establishments. What else that was interesting as well is that not only did they actually use his likeness with his knowledge, but they were also using the credentials of other dentists, information to bill and doing probably all types of other funny stuff. Y'all, this is some wicked work. Woman for over a decade, she got away with committing dental fraud. She got away with this for over a decade. And then you heard at the end that they had these bags filled with cash. So they are implying that she's going to be charged with embezzlement as well from her own business.
Ooh wee, look what that money make a bitch do.
Anyone who is getting some dental treatment, and this doesn't even matter if it's cosmetic or just, preventative treatment, ask as many questions as you need to. Going to the dentist, you need to be trained what is going on in your treatment plan, look at your x-rays, and also you need to read those dental explanation of benefits that you receive electronically or in the mail. Please read over all of that information, because if you ever see a discrepancy, you have every right to contact your healthcare or your insurance company and dispute, those charges to find out, hey, I don't know what's going on. If there's something that's not lining up with the, the dental treatment plan and with the explanation of benefits, but also you can contact that dental office directly. If they give you the runaround, then you know that there's something fishy going on with that. Dentists have a responsibility to maintain a level of professionalism as well as a level of ethics in terms of the treatment of patients. We are talking about healthcare providers, not to mention we're talking about a bunch of people who just have free reign and access to your protected health information, your PHI, another host of issues. After senior citizens, after hardworking people who have to already pay significant amounts of money into these health insurance policies, dental insurance policies, and they already only cover so much for these procedures, depending on how extensive your dental work is. And then you're going to have to shell out extra money that you didn't need to, because people are out here committing fraud and scamming folks, hardworking people. Y'all, this is crazy. But let me know what you guys think down in the comment section. If you enjoyed my commentary, please leave a like, share this video, as well as consider subscribing to the channel. Until the next video, peace, y'all.
You done showed the citizens of America that y'all is not for the citizens of America. Y'all is using these people for y'all own fucking agenda.